Okay, so our theme this week is redirect. So we'll physically be kind of redirecting our bodies on the mat in new ways or unfamiliar ways. Not unfamiliar, but maybe just ways we don't move super frequently. And then we can also think about like how we can redirect our energy in life, kind of as we always try to, using our movement to manipulate or influence our energy and our feelings. So if you're going to use that playlist, I'll cue you when to start. I will listen along as well. And we'll get started on our backs for our classic LYT Yoga reset. I'll come back to the screen a couple more times. And as I said, I'll let you know when to start that playlist if you're using it. So you can recline onto your back and just give yourself a moment to feel the weight in the back of the rib cage, almost envisioning your sternum, which is that breastbone, sinking towards the floor, feeling weight in the back of the sacrum, in the back of the pelvis there. Just really, I think we often in our lives, we have so much going on. We hold so much, not only mentally, but physically. Just give yourself a moment to really settle. And it's from that place of grounding, of having a clear sense of weight and your center, that we can then start redirecting physically. And of course, it's easier energetically in that way too. So we'll lift up into our low bridge, lengthen that tailbone, really envision almost the knee joints reaching forward, like your knees and your rib cage could reach away from each other. Exhale there. And then if you'd like, you can press into the left foot and lift this right knee over the hip, keeping it bent. I'm going to bring my right fingertips into the hip crease there to remind myself to keep space. And then we'll take windshield wipers externally and internally rotating the hip joint. So thigh bone kind of corkscrewing in the hip socket here. And it's easy to actually start letting your shin move in the knee joint a little bit to try to make yourself feel like you're getting more range. But I want you to really put more attention into that thigh bone in the hip socket, femur in the acetabulum, rather than the idea of the foot being the indicator of what's happening. So as always, going for sensation over the aesthetic appearance. I'm feeling my left glute cooking. If your leg is up, you're feeling the same. And we can let that windshield wiper go. We'll switch feet if you like that variation. So bringing left fingertips into the hip crease, bending the left knee over the hip. Really keep almost imagining the base of the right half of the pelvis reaching towards the right knee, and then bring that windshield wiper action in. You get a little shaky or you need a break, know that you can define your own limits there. Don't feel like you have to push through something that feels awful, or maybe explore what your limit is, but know that yours is different from everyone. So don't wait for somebody to give you permission. You got this. And if you're taking this internal, external rotation, we'll let that come back to neutral. Lower the left foot. Let's stay lifted if you can. Press the palms up. And you know what's coming. We're going to pull back on the right fingers with the left hand, opening up the forearm on the right side here. And then if you'd like, you can take the left hand down to the right elbow area and just squeeze the flesh up towards the right wrist. I like to give these tiny pulsing squeezes, and you'll feel that little massage there. And then we'll switch hands. Left palm pressing up, pull back on the fingers with the right hand, stretching out that forearm. And then you have that option, right hand coming above the left elbow and squeezing up the forearm, maybe a couple times. Getting our glutes now nice and awake, neutral pelvis. And shake the hands out. You can slowly lower through the spine there. Let me just lock our Zoom room and we'll head to our core. So you get a moment to ground once again. I also had to turn my fan on. It's going to be a hot one. So I'll show our core today with the legs up. As always, if you want to keep the feet where they are, you do that. We'll interlace the hands behind the head, elbows point up to the ceiling. Inhale here. Exhale, pull down on the front ribs to peel the head and shoulder blades off the floor. Feeling a more kind of extreme sense of weight in the back of the pelvis and the back of the rib cage. Inhale, lower to the floor. Exhale, head and shoulder blades lift. Just one regular lift here, kind of getting dialed in, feeling the sides of the ribs pull towards your midline. Lay that head back to inhale, lower. Adding on, if you'd like here, exhale, head and shoulder blades lift. Option to bend the right knee to 90 degrees-ish, and then add a twist to the left, but stay off that left shoulder blade as best you can. So we're not laying down for the twist, but really keeping this sense of consolidation in the core. Back to center, extend that leg, inhale, lower. Exhale, head and shoulder blades lift, peeling up there. Option to bend the left knee this time and add your twist to the right. Staying off that shoulder blade. Feeling the shakes if you've got them. And then back to center, extend that leg, inhale, lower. Next add-on, exhale, head and shoulder blades lift. You can bend that right knee if you'd like, add your twist to the left, and then just tap the right toes down towards the floor. Pull the knee back up. One more like that. Tap those toes. Pull it back up. Back to center, extend that leg. Inhale, lower. Woo! Exhale, head and shoulder blades lift. Bend that left knee if you'd like. We'll twist to the right. Maybe tap the left toes towards the floor and lift it back up. Tap it down. Lift it back up, back to center, and inhale, lower. Let's pull the knees towards your chest a little bit. Probably won't get all the way there. And then we'll roll onto our right side, keeping the knees pulled towards us a bit. And you'll actually keep the left leg in a bit of a hover. And then if it feels okay, you can extend the left leg so it's on the diagonal. And I like to catch my left calf with my right hand and then add a twist from here. So if you are trying this variation, it doesn't sit quite right in your body, you can rebend the left knee and let it rest on top of the right leg. So if you don't like this extended leg, that's totally fine. And you can always extend the left arm out to the side. But you should, if you're doing this variation, you'll probably feel how this stretch is moving from our waist all the way to the outer hip and the outer portion of the left leg. If you have the leg straightened, we'll rebend the knee. Everyone come back out of this twist and we'll roll through our backs, bringing the knees with us and head to the other side. If you need to adjust in space, feel free. So rolling onto our side, option one, you can lower the right knee to meet the left and open for your twist, or you can take that diagonal kick out and kind of prop the leg up with the left hand. So I anchor my left elbow to the floor so that it's kind of a passive hold there, and I don't have to use any weird musculature of my shoulder. And then open up for your twist. Another helpful cue if you're not feeling much is to imagine your right hip crease deepening towards the front of the mat. So that'll help keep that pelvis neutral. And then if the leg is straight here, you can rebend the knee. And we'll all slowly make our way up and around for our quadruped. We're not going to do too much of a series here in quadruped. But if you're using the playlist, you can go ahead and get it started as we go into this moment here. So we'll find those hands or wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips, and we're going for our classic serratus puffs. So we'll press into the floor and puff that upper back up towards the ceiling, that space between the shoulder blades. And let the chest fall, and then let it go all the way through neutral, and the chest falls between the hands, keeping the elbows straight. Exhale, push the floor away and puff it up, isolating to the upper back. Move through neutral, and then let that chest fall a bit. So that's shoulder blade retraction. And then as we puff up again, we're finding shoulder blade protraction. And one more time, we'll let the chest fall. And then we'll take the forearms down. We'll try the same thing with the forearms down. So this time you're pressing into this broader base of the forearm. We'll puff up between the shoulder blades. Range of motion might feel a little more limited here. And then fall through neutral, and the chest will fall a bit as those shoulder blades come towards the spine. Push that upper back up and let it fall. Now this time you can continue doing this, or from this puffed up position, tuck your toes, lift to your dolphin. And you want to feel that sense of lift into the upper back, even as you start moving towards this inverted kind of upside down position. So it's like, you know, a lot of times I'll say lean into your shoulder blades. That's kind of the feeling, that puffing into the shoulder blade area. And you can look up towards your belly button if that feels okay. And then we'll all lower the knees. You can take a child's pose here, either bringing the knees wide or keeping them as is. Big inhale here. Exhale, release. Maybe breathing through the mouth. And then we'll shift the weight forward and move towards some sun cell ones. Tucking those toes, make your way to stand at the top of the mat. Take your time. And when you get up there, you can just give yourself a wiggle, redirect your energy. I've been into the wiggle lately. It's a little fun. We don't do this as adults. All right. Once you find yourself in standing, take a moment and just see if that little reset has redirected some energy. Maybe you already feel slightly more open or more awake. And we'll move with that now. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, plant your hands, and the right foot steps back. Lower the knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, arms lift. Nothing crazy here. We're just gonna find our half meal. Turn that right glute on. And then plant the hands. You can head to down dog or to plank. From plank, feel those shoulder blades on the back. Lower the knees, and we'll exhale, lower to the floor. Chest stays open. Inhale, cobra, chest pulls forward. Exhale, lift into your down dog. We all meet there. Right foot steps forward, half kneel. Lower the left foot, knee. Untuck the toes. Inhale, extend it up. Let those shoulder blades pull up the back slightly here. Getting some nice stretch. And exhale, hands plant forward. We'll step the back foot in. And inhale, rise to stand, bending through those knees. Exhale, hinge at the hips, plant your hands. Left foot steps back, so we're on the right half kneel. Untuck the toes, inhale, extend up. And we'll take Lancer Dodger arms. Right hand comes behind the pelvis. Left arm reaches up to the sky, and then side bend over to the right a bit. Not letting the right half of the waist really collapse, but keeping a sense of lift up. Rise back to vertical, hands plant forward, head to your down dog or plank. From plank, lower those knees, glutes stay on as we lower to the floor. Exhale. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, down dog. Left foot steps forward, half kneel, last time in our series here. Inhale, arms lift. And left hand comes behind, Lancer Dodger. Reach this right arm up. And side bend to the left. Maintaining, once again, a sense of length and lift in the left waist. So it will shorten, but you don't want to collapse. There's a difference. Rising back to vertical, hands plant forward. Exhale, step the back foot in. Nice long spine there.
And we'll inhale, rise for our first sequence. Starting the same way. Exhale, hinge at the hips, hands plant. Right foot steps back, half kneel. Inhale, arms lift, bit of a variation on the arms we just did. You'll bring the left fingertips to the inside of the right thigh. So you're underneath, you're kind of crossing underneath. Lift this right arm up and side bend to the left. As you do that, press the right thigh into the left fingers. And that sense of kind of turning on our adductors, our inner thigh there, I'll turn so you can see, actually opens up the front of the hip kind of in a richer way, I guess. So you're pressing thigh and fingers into each other. And then rise to vertical, swing the arms back, tuck the right toes. We'll lift for a tilted crescent, extending the right knee, torso's on the diagonal here. And just pause and feel those glutes nice and strong with the arms flying back. Heading to a curtsy squat, we'll step the right foot behind the left, crossing our knees and sitting the hips back. Hands can come to prayer. Another option is to bring the hands to the top of the left thigh and then move your rib cage side to side, almost like you were making a boomerang shape in the waist and the rib cage. A little bit of a balance challenge too. And then calm that down. Here we go. Redirect. Step the right foot towards the back of the mat. We'll press off the left, windmill to the back for a twisted crescent. Bending right knee, planting the left hand, and maybe flying the right arm up a bit. Feel a sense of connection between your right hand and your left. And squeeze that left glute as always. We'll plant the right hand, press into the hands, and just try to hover the right leg up, almost like a plank pulling that thigh towards you. We'll step the right foot back and exhale, lower the knees, but pause in this, half plank position. We'll lower a little bit, so bend those elbows about halfway. Press up. When you come to straighten, puff the upper back up for that serratus puff, and then fall back to neutral. So half push up here. Press to straight and puff the upper back up. A little bit of our vitamins here, I think. Press to straight, puff that upper back up. Back to neutral, last time, halfway, and then lower all the way. Take your hands back to the sits bone. So it's the area where the hamstring attaches to the base of the pelvis. And then squeeze the muscles into your hands as you root the pubic bone. And then lift the legs here. So a bit of a locust, but I want you to squeeze that base of the pelvis area to keep the low back nice and lengthened. So just a reminder of the importance of even the lower part of our glutes. We'll lower the chest here, plant the hands, lift to a down dog. Lengthen the back of the neck when you get there, and you can lift the left leg, three-legged down dog. Bend that knee as we did in low bridge, external and internal rotation. Windshield wiper action. Holding that pelvis neutral. And we've got a bit of a fun section coming, so I'm excited. Pause your windshield wiper. We'll step the left foot through for a standing L. So weight into the hands and the left foot and reach that right leg back. Neutral pelvis, bit of a bend in that left knee. If that's too much on the left hamstring, you can always lower the right toes and make it a tilted crescent, or bring blocks under the hands. Feeling length in the spine here. And then head to a seated twist. We'll cross the right knee behind us. Toes turn to face the side of the mat as we sit down. And we'll just take some belly rolls. So kind of rolling the rib cage and the belly in one direction. I always like to anchor on my ankles here with my hands, and then try the other direction. So just imagining you were like excavating all of the musculature of your trunk as we do this. And then here's our fun moment. We'll uncross the right leg, sweeping it around so that we come to sit on our butts. Left leg is long. I think I used the wrong word. It's the left leg, sweeping open. Plant the right hand next to your hip and we'll press up for a flash dance, rising on that right shin, getting some opening through this whole front diagonal region. And then from here, slightly turn the shin so it's more parallel to the front. Step the left foot back to the mat and we'll windmill to the front. Step the right foot in and inhale, rise to stand. If that transition didn't work for you, no sweat, just make your way to standing in any way that feels good. We'll head to the other side. Inhale, arms lift up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, hands plant. Right foot steps, nope, left foot steps back. Oh Lord, lower that knee, untuck the toes, inhale, arms lift. Second side here. So heading to our side bend, right fingers come to the inner left thigh first. And if they don't get there, that's okay. But we'll side bend to the right. And then if they are touching the inner thigh, press the muscles of the inner thigh into the right fingers. Feel how that changes the stretch in the front of the hip. You can also always bring that hand behind the pelvis as an alternative. And then rise to vertical, sweep these arms back, tuck the left toes, tilted crescent. Shifting on the diagonal here. Nice neutral pelvis. You can always use your hands to check in. We'll step the left foot behind the right for curtsy squat, crossing at the knees, flexing in the hips, nice long spine here. Option 2, rather than having prayer hands, you can press the palms onto the right thigh, pick up the front of your rib cage, and then move the ribs side to side, making that, again, that boomerang arc-like shape through the side body. Pause that if you've got it going on. Step the left foot behind you. Windmill, redirect to the back of the mat. Twisted crescent, oops. Bending into left knee and hip. Right hand plants. And open up to the left. Lifting into the right glute here. You can always add a block under the hand if that feels better. Exhale, feeling it in the outer left hip here. And then we'll plant the left hand, coming to this plank transition. Press into both hands and we'll lift this left thigh up, bending the knee a bit more, hovering for a moment. And step the foot back. Glutes turn on, we lower the knees. And here we go, half push up, bending the elbows halfway. Press to straight and then puff the upper back, just the upper back. Back to neutral, half push up. Push into the floor, rounding those shoulder blades to the side, half push up, extend and puff. And last time we half push up to lower. Grabbing the base of your pelvis, those sits bones, squeeze the muscles into them, anchor your pubic bone, and then lift the legs a little bit. Sorry if you hear the lawnmower. We're all doing our best here, aren't we? Exhale, release. We'll plant the hands, lift to your down dog. Let the neck go. When you get there, gaze comes back towards the feet. Pick up the front ribs and then lift the right leg up, three-legged down dog. Bend the knee and we'll windshield wiper. External and internal rotation. Hold the armpits, don't let them fall to the floor here. Good, and let that go. Heading to our standing L, right foot steps forward. You can also make this a tilted crescent or make it your standing L by lifting the left leg. Remember, great option, instead of rounding the back, is to put some blocks under the hands, maintaining the length in the back here. One more breath, inhale. And exhale, cross the left knee behind for seated twist, turning to the side of the mat with the toes as you sit all the way down. And then you can take these big belly rolls once again. And if the belly rolls don't work, you can side bend, you can roll the shoulders. You do you. And we'll reverse the direction here. We're heading towards our big flash dance transition, fun moment. We'll unwind the right leg, coming to kind of sit on our butts with the right leg out. Left hand plants near the hip, and we press up onto the left shin, reaching the right arm over, flash dance. We'll let this transition us to the front of the mat. So you can kind of swivel the shin more under you, step the right foot back to the mat, and then press to the front, stepping the back foot in. And inhale, rise to stand. Sun Sal A here. Exhale, hinge at the hips, hands plant. Step it back to plank or down dog. If you're in plank, you can lower to the floor either through the knees or going straight. My Siri just turned on. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. We're all meeting there. Walk the feet in a touch. Everybody release the back of the neck. Big inhale. Exhale, bend those knees, consolidate the front, and you can walk or hop forward. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, hinge at the hips, hands plant, head to down dog or plank. Feel those shoulder blades on the back and plank, and we'll lower in any way. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Walk the feet in a little bit, all meeting in down dog. Inhale, rise on the toes. Exhale, bend those knees, walk or hop forward. One more time. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, hinge at the hips, hands plant. Down dog or plank. From plank, lower to the floor. You can also take it halfway. Inhale for cobra or pull through for up dog. Exhale, down dog. Let's pause here for a second. Big inhale. Exhale with some sound. Maybe a forceful exhale there. And we'll lift the left leg up, three-legged down dog for our second sequence. Now we'll step the left foot forward. If you want to add a hop, you can push off the right toes and land and step through. You also could switch the legs in the air. So if that's fun for you, you can try it out. We're heading to warrior two. Opening to the side of the mat, inhale, and exhale, reverse. Side bend towards the back leg. Rising through center, plant those hands, left leg sweeps back, three-legged down dog. Same thing, heading to a warrior two. So again, if you want to add a hop, feel free to do that. Rising, warrior two, and immediately exhale, reverse. Inhale through center, windmill those hands. One more time here. Three-legged down dog, left leg reaches back. Warrior two, stepping the left foot through. Maybe add your hop. And reverse it. Take your time. Inhale through center, this time warrior variation. And we'll come all the way around, following this circle down for a side lunge. Turn those left toes in. Moving side to side. Now, of course, we're going to make this a bit of a series here. So you'll side lunge right, left, push off the left leg, come up for skater hops. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then right leg steps, and we side lunge. So 4 side lunges, and then you press off the left foot for a skater hop, moving side to side. And you can kind of, I'll give you creative freedom here with the arms. I like to swing them with my step for the skater hop. If there's another variation you want, you go for it. Also, if you want to skip the skater hops, totally in your purview. Getting a little bit of opening in the inner thigh here, and then activation in our outer hip. Next time you head to side lunges, we'll pause after our 4, and then do one more, bending into right knee and hip. Turn to face the back of the mat, let the toes come with you, and we'll inhale, rise for a twisted right crescent lunge. So left arm is forward, right arm back, twisting towards the right leg. You can bring the hands to prayer here, option to hinge in the right hip and take it to a prayer twisted crescent. You could hover left elbow or have it resting on that thigh there, but you still want a sense of lift through the core. Final option is to shift forward and actually lift that left leg off the ground for a bit of a reverse half moon. Everybody lower the left hand, lower left shin. You can head to a modified side plank, reach that right leg towards the front of the mat. Second option is to step the right foot behind, plant the left foot and lift for a one-arm table. Bit of a big transition here. From modified side plank, head to plank, or from your table, head through a plank. We'll all cross the right knee under for fallen triangle, extending that leg to the left and reaching the left arm up. We will do that again, so if that was confusing, you've got plenty of time. Don't freak out. Plant the left hand to the floor. You'll swing this right leg all the way around for a dancer's table. So come on the outer border of the left foot, right toes pop to the floor. Dancer's table. Exhale there. And then plant the right hand, step the right foot outside of that right hand for a wide lunge here. And the foot doesn't have to be all the way up by the hand. I more want a sense of space between the legs. And then try to neutralize that pelvis, and you'll feel opening in that outer hip area. Big inhale here. Exhale. That was a bit of a power sequence. And then we'll walk our way around to the front of the mat. Plant those hands, step back for down dog. Let the neck go, big inhale. Exhale, release. And we'll head to the other side. So right leg lifts, 3-legged down dog, heading to our warrior 2. Remember, you can step the foot through or add a hop just by pushing off those left toes. Rising to your warrior 2 when you're ready. And exhale, reverse it, bending towards this left leg. Inhale through center, plant the hands, right leg sweeps back, 3-legged down dog. Same thing, heading to warrior 2 once again. Option to add your hops. Right leg is bent, and we reverse it. Inhale through center, windmill, hands plant. Right leg sweeps up. Final time, you step through for that right warrior 2. And reverse your warrior. Right arm over the ear. Inhale through center, this time warrior variation. Right forearm to thigh. We'll circle this all the way down and over to the left leg for our side lunges. Let's just take a few. Orient yourself first. I need to briefly adjust my mat. And then we will start our series. So we first side lunge left, right, we push off right leg for our skater hops. 2, 3, 4, and then the left leg steps out to start again. So once again, 4 side lunges, 4 skaters. If you wanna, play with this, make it yours. Now is the time. And as you land in those skaters, almost envision, you were landing on clouds or something. It's like nice and pillowy. One more full round. You got it. And then next time you side lunge, we'll do our 4. And then take one more, bend into that left knee and hip. Turn to the back of the mat for your crescent. And we'll windmill this left arm forward and back for our twist. So we're in a crescent lunge with a T-arm twist. Exhale. Option to take these hands to heart center, prayer. And then hinge in the left hip, so deepening this hip crease here. You can start to take the right elbow towards left thigh. Still lifting through that core, your third option is to shift forward and lift that right leg up. Heading to modified side plank, right hand plants, right shin lowers, reach the left leg back. Option to step left leg behind, plant the right foot for one arm table. We'll all turn towards a plank, heading to fallen triangle. Left knee to right elbow, extend the left leg, peel the right arm up, fallen triangle. Moving to dancer's table, right hand plants. We turn around right leg and right hand, and the left toes touch behind us. From here, left hand plants, left foot steps wide for our wide-legged lunge. And just encourage that hip crease to deepen there. Big inhale. That was a nice kind of redirecting, moving in different directions. Big inhale. Exhale, release. And we'll walk ourselves around towards the front of the mat. You can weight into the hands and step the right leg back, and then head to your child's pose. Taking a moment before we stream it up today. Big inhale. Option to walk those hands to the left a bit, getting a stretch through the side waist on the right side. And then you can walk the hands over to the right if you'd like. And walk the hands back to the middle. We'll start to prep for our fluid stream here. Nothing too new, really. We've done everything so far. We might just combine things in new ways. So grab water if you need it. Give yourself a pep talk. We've got this. Redirecting our energy, having the confidence, the power, you've got it. And when you're ready, just step to the top of the mat. Maybe give yourself one last wiggle, let it go. Shaking through the hands. And here we go. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, coming to the fingertips, and then just slide the right leg back. Don't lower that knee. Sweep the arms back, tilted crescent. Step the right foot in for your curtsy squat. Hands come to prayer. Right leg steps behind, and this left arm sweeps forward, up and around, taking you to the back of the mat for a right twisted crescent. So planting into the left hand. And then undo your twist. We'll weight into the feet and fly the arms back. We're at a tilted crescent on the other leg. Left foot steps in, curtsy squat, crossing behind the right, palms to prayer. And then the left foot steps behind you, right arm reaches forward and around, twisted crescent, left legs forward. Hopefully more accessible now. We'll do this one more time each side. Sweep the arms back, tilted crescent, lifting that torso. Step the right foot in, curtsy squat with prayer. Right foot steps back, left arm sweeps up and around, twisted crescent. Lift through these legs, feel them almost pull towards each other. Undo your twist and rise to tilted crescent. Left foot steps in for curtsy, almost there. Left leg steps back and the right arm reaches forward and around, twisted crescent. Reaching left arm up here. We'll plant the hand and just slide the left leg back plank. Lower to the floor, either through the knees or straight. And then goalpost the arms. Inhale, lift the chest for a goalpost cobra. Exhale, plant the hands, push into those hands, and extend the elbows, coming to your knees for a half push-up or a reverse push-up. Lower to the floor. Goalpost the arms. Inhale, cobra. Plant those hands. Exhale, reverse push-up. You could also lift onto straight legs if that's more fun. Goalpost those arms. Inhale, cobra. Tighten those sits bones. Hands plant. Exhale, reverse push-up, and then tuck your toes. Down dog. Walk the feet in a little bit. Big inhale. Exhale, let it go. We'll lift the left leg, three-legged down dog. Exhale, step the foot forward, standing L on that left leg. Remember, you can make that a tilted crescent instead. And this is new. We'll prop up on the left fingertips, peel the whole right half of you up for a half moon. Keep a micro bend in that left leg. Keep reaching through the right heel and zip your pubic bone to your chin. You can reach the right arm up if that feels okay. And then ever so gently, right foot lowers, warrior two. We made it. Rise there, inhale. Exhale, reverse, regular this time. Inhale and warrior variation, left forearm to thigh. Getting a bit of a sway here. And we'll just move between the two in your time. I like this as kind of I always think of like a flower blooming. So if you have an image you're working with, follow that. One more round, reversing. And then from your warrior variation, keep that circle going. You guessed it, side lunge right and left and right and left and skaters. 2, 3, 4, familiar. We go right, left, and push off that left leg. Take it in your pace. I don't want to make you feel frantic or like you're not able to track what's going on, so you find your rhythm. Couple more rounds. And next time you find yourself in your side lunges, we'll go right, left, and turn to the back of the mat. Immediately come to prayer, and then maybe prayer twisted crescent. Option here to fly that left leg, shifting the weight forward. Keep deepening the right hip crease back. And then this time, head to seated twist. Left fingers to the floor, cross that left knee behind the right leg. Turn to the side of the mat. Let's side bend to the right this time. Heading to our flash dance moment. Lift up out of this. Right leg sweeps around. Left hand plants at the hip, and we lift up onto the left shin. Lower slightly. That right foot can step to the mat. Plant the left hand. This time we'll take a dancer's table, crossing the right leg behind. So we're facing the front of the mat here. Changing the order a little bit, we're heading to a fallen triangle. Moving through a plank, you can pull that right knee to left elbow and extend the leg out to the left. Let that head go if that feels good. And then plant the left hand, step the right foot back, lower your knees. Guess what? Child's pose. We get a moment before we head to the other side. Big inhale here. Exhale, reverse it. Release it. Coming back to your breath for a moment. And then we'll head to the other side. Shift the weight forward. Tuck those toes. You guys killed it. Amidst all the redirection, the twists and turns, we've got it. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fingertips land, and just slide the left toes back, tilted crescent. Fly the arms up, torso lifts. Heading into our first series, hands in prayer, left foot crosses behind, curtsy squat. And then the left leg reaches back, right arm sweeps us around, left twisted crescent at the back of the mat. Uncurl your twist here, fly the arms back, left tilted crescent. And then step the right foot behind for your curtsy. Right foot reaches back, left arm takes us up and around, right twisted crescent. I know the words are all the same. And reach that right arm up. Untwist here, arms fly back, last time through. Left foot steps in for curtsy. Step the left foot back, right arm swings us around, twisted crescent. And sweep the arms back, tilted crescent. Right foot steps in, curtsy. Step that foot behind you, left arm sweeps you around. We'll take a moment here, reaching the right arm up. And then plant the right hand, head to your plank, and lower to the floor in whatever way. Goal post those arms. Inhale, anchor the pubic bone and then lift the chest for cobra. Plant the hands, reverse push up, lift onto those knees. Lower to the floor. Goal post, inhale, lift. Reverse push up, press up. You remember you can extend the legs. Goal post, inhale. Plant those hands, reverse. And then tuck the toes, everyone. We'll lift into our down dog. Big inhale. We're on that finale song if you're using the music. Exhale. Right leg lifts your three-legged down dog and step it through, standing L. Left leg reaches up. Feel the neutrality in your pelvis here. And we'll head to half moon if that seems fun. If not, you stay here. Prop up on the right fingertips. Peel the left half of you open. Using that right glute in a big way there. Do whatever you need with that left hand to help you anchor. And then carefully lower the left foot, warrior two. Inhale, and you know what to do, reverse and warrior variation. Making it a little dancey if you'd like. One more round. Next time you find yourself in warrior variation, continue your circle over to the left foot, side lunge for 4, 3, 2, 1. Push off the right for your skater hops. Careful if your mat's moving like mine. Getting a sense of lateral movement and spring here, redirecting our bodies in space. Take it in your pace. One more full round. And next time you side lunge, we'll take 4, 3, 2, 1, +1. Bend into left knee and hip. Turn to the back of the mat. Crescent. And then prayer, twisted crescent. Right elbow coming towards that thigh. Maybe shift it forward for more of a reverse half moon balance. Weighting into that left foot. Keeping the left glute working there. Sweet glory, we get a seated twist here. Right fingers down. Cross that right knee behind and turn your feet to the side. And we'll side bend to the left. Reach that right arm over. We're heading to the flash dance moment. We'll lift up, uncross this left leg, sweep it around. Right hand plants, lift onto that right shin. We'll step the left foot back to the mat. Plant the right hand at the front. Come on the outer border of that right foot for our dancer's table. Left foot tucks behind. Heading to fallen triangle, left hand plants, left knee to right elbow, and then maybe extend. Right arm reaches up. Big inhale, and release. And then plant that right hand. Step the left foot back and lower the knees. Let's just pause in quadruped for a cat-cow. Inhale, open the chest forward. And exhale, puff that whole back up. Maybe feel the release in the whole low back region. Inhale and exhale. Taking this in the pace of your breath, just kind of, you feel you need to linger somewhere, linger. And then when you're ready, you can shift the hips back. Maybe walk the hands forward to let the forehead rest on the floor. And then we'll slightly lift in the hips here. So you're going to keep the majority of your weight in the legs, but just bring the crown of the head to kind of tap the floor. We're not wading into it, but just resting it there. And then you can draw tiny circles around the top of the cranium, the skull, by just shifting the weight in the legs a little bit. And you'll feel kind of the seams of the skull tissue. Really love this. So just rolling in one direction and then the other. And then sitting the hips back once again, just releasing in a child's pose. You can take the hands back by the feet, maybe let the shoulders fall towards the floor. Exhale. And when you are ready, there is no rush. You'll make your way up and around towards your back. We'll do a twist before we head to Shavasana, but if you know that you don't like being on your back for Shavasana, you do you, find a different position. This is your moment for sure. So we'll take the feet wide on the mat if you're on your back. Let the knees fall into center. And then open the right knee over to the right. Press through the left foot. Let that half of the pelvis, the left half, peel off the floor. And then from here, you can draw this left knee across towards that same kind of prop position if you liked doing that in the beginning. And then you can even try taking the right hand to the left foot this time. I like to slightly internally rotate my left leg here, and that you'll feel enhances the stretch on the outer leg. If that's not feeling good for you, you can stay in the original wide-legged twist. And then we'll reverse what we did. If you have the leg straight, you can let it go, kind of prop it up, and then bend that knee once again. Bring that left foot back to the floor and let the knees fall towards center again. Then we'll go to the other side. So you can just kind of use this as an understanding of how your body's changed in the time we've been together today. So pressing through the right foot as that left leg falls to the left. And then your option here is to bring sort of the inner portion of the right knee to the left hand as a prop. And then you can add that extension, maybe even grabbing the foot a little bit, if that feels okay. Letting your breath kind of fall back to its natural place. And then we'll reverse that trajectory, rebending the knee, reaching that foot back to the floor.
Coming back to center, if you're using the playlist, you can skip to the last song here. And we'll just find our Shavasana position. It can look any way, but it should feel like you have, ultimate power to just release any tension. Returning to that feeling of sinking into the floor, of grounding and weighting our bodies. Seeing if that is more accessible through the movement we've done today. If you'd like to stay here longer today, just mute the video and stay as long as you'd like. You're ready to move again. Start to lengthen each breath, both the inhale and the exhale. On your next inhale, feel free to take a bit of a morning stretch, reaching those limbs in some direction, whatever makes sense for the position you're in. And then exhale, maybe fall to one side, keeping the eyes closed if that feels comfortable for you. And then ultimately making your way to a seat, again, if that makes sense for now. In whatever position you find yourself in, just noticing areas that are more open, or where there's more space, where the energy has been redirected for the day, for a few hours at least. And always remember to lean into your movement as our kind of key tool to open up these new physical, emotional, and mental experiences. So thank you all so much for your practice today. The light in me sees and honors the light in each of you. Happy Tuesday. All right. Thanks, you guys. Have a good rest of the week. I'm back Wednesday and Thursday. If I don't see you, have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you, Meredith.
Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Keith.